Philadelphia blew a 26-point lead in Game 5. And simple question, do you think that Doc Rivers is to blame for these blown leads? They also blew an 18-point lead in Game 4, so it's been a lot of blowing by the Sixers. So how do you feel about Doc Rivers? Is he the guy that you should blame? And fans and everybody, the media, should be blaming for their losses.
The coach is always going to get blamed, and I think he definitely deserves blame for the fact that he doesn't make adjustments, but I don't think it goes all on him because he did have his best players out in that court, and they didn't show up. So I don't think that blame goes to him, but I think he has to realize at a point Ben Simmons is really not good on the offensive end. So if he's not offering you something, you got to throw out a different lineup. You got to make adjustments. This has been a theme that's happened to you in your Clippers days, towards the end of your Boston days. Like, this is a consistent theme. You didn't blown 3-1 leads. You didn't lost where you were the best team in the series. You didn't blown big leads like the 26-point lead, the 18-point leads. Like, you didn't basically win to team. You've had talented teams, and you haven't been able to capitalize. This can't be another year. And I think, honestly, if they lose this one, I don't see Doc Rivers being there next year.
In his first year, you think he's gone already? Even though
I think if they lose the series, he gets fired.
I disagree. I think that they will give Rivers another year.
I don't think they
but
should.
Ben is out. Ben is 100% out of.
I think one of them is going to be gone next year. It has to be because it's no point.
Yeah, I want.
Before I continue, I'm sorry, but
bro.
Doc Rivers called these two guys, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like, that's what he said. He said Ben Simmons is like Magic, and he said this duo is like Magic and Kareem.
Embiid is not far off from that.
I understand that part, but it's the other part that's killing me.
He just knew how to shoot the ball, man.
Not even shoot the ball, just knew how to be Magic Johnson.
He wasn't aggressive.
He was just aggressive.
Correct.
He could shoot though.
Yeah, he could shoot a little bit, but he was aggressive. You know, he's going to the rack, he's making plays. Ben Simmons is standing at the top of the three-point line and just waiting for a play to happen. That's horrible.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's hard.
That's
hard
your
to
guy.
watch.
Explain that, though.
It is. Listen, like I mentioned already when we were talking about him, I think that people don't realize that, or people
He's not that good.
That's your opinion. People have been scrutinizing him for not being the scorer, but if you really understand Philly basketball, he's not the second option. People want him to be the second option. He's not. He's not the third option. Right now, you're looking at the options right now. You go Embiid, obviously, Tobias, Seth Curry, Ben Simmons. And people could think that that's wrong because Ben Simmons was the number 1 overall pick. But in my opinion, Ben does so many other things on the court so well that it makes up for it. But then you look at a game like last night and he misses 10 free throws and you lose the game by 3. I can understand why people are getting on his butt. But in my opinion, because he does so many other things, I'm not going to.
Like what?
His defense is really good. I get
Overrated.
Trae Young's been cooking him, but Trae Young is faster than he is.
Don't stop.
He is faster than him.
Stop. Don't you dare use that as an excuse. This is the guy who you said he can't score, but he does multiple things on the court. This man hasn't shown a lick of defense.
A lick is
okay, let me not say that. But this guy, he's been cooked on the defensive end.
True or false?
His playmaking is like, all right, like you're passing it and the guy's wide open, cool.
I'll be honest. I don't know if anyone right now is stopping Trae Young. No one in the league is stopping him.
I would put.
Well, they've been stopping him for 3 quarters.
Not really.
I mean, Game 4 and Game 5,
Game 4, he had a rough first quarter.
First half.
He had a rough first quarter. Second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. After they took him off the bench, he first quarter he looked like garbage.
Let me ask you a question. So if we plug in Drew Holiday, take out Ben Simmons,
and we just spoke about it too, and now thinking about it, Trae Young's he's just too hot right now.
No, but I'm saying like you guys let him get hot. So what I'm saying is like we plug in Drew Holiday.
I mean, any number 1 option is gonna get hot. They're gonna keep shooting the ball. You know what I mean?
So you think he'll cook Drew just like he's cooking Ben?
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, it could happen.
Could happen.
The way that he's playing.
You thought Drew was going to lock up Kyrie, and Kyrie was giving him fits.
I mean,
I said he was going to lock him for a couple games. He locked him for 1.
He didn't lock him for any.
I was going to say the first 2
games. He locked him in Milwaukee, bro.
Kyrie's just missing shots.
So we're going to just say that about everything?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm with you though. Game 1 and Game 2, he was violating.
Yeah, but come on, we're gonna say that about every superstar. They're just missing their shots.
I mean, that's what happens.
So then nobody gets locked at this point.
It depends. You could see it when it's happening.
Because in my opinion, you said Drew Holiday played good defense on Harden.
He's playing
yesterday,
amazing
and I
defense
agree, but
on
in my
Kyrie.
opinion, I just thought that Harden was missing shots.
That's true. Exactly. Kevin Durant, Game 4, shooting 9 for 26. Did he get locked up or was he just missing?
A little bit of both in that game.
And you talk about in Milwaukee
when PJ was doing his thing.
He got locked up.
Yeah, PJ did his
locked
thing.
him up, bro. Stop.
PJ did his thing.
Now you're just discrediting.
He
these
did his
defenders.
thing, but I'm saying that when you're that great of a player, sometimes you just miss their shots. I saw Kyrie miss a lot of shots he usually makes.
Yeah, but come on, bro. You can't just tell me 2 games he's cooking and in that 3rd game
It's
he's just missing.
situational. It's situational,
come on, bro.
but like you've
It
definitely
depends, but you can see it when it's happening. You can see when a guy's really bothering somebody.
But I mean,
and he can't do anything.
But Drew's been bothering him all season. He's just making tough shots. But you're not going to make tough shots all the time.
depending on who you are.
You're just not going to make tough shots.
Yeah, but when you see somebody locking somebody up, you can tell that they're in their heads. They're like they can't make nothing. They can't get into a groove. That hasn't been Kyrie.
Okay, I mean, that has been anybody then, if that's how you're going to base it off of.
No, it's been some people before.
Like who?
PG last year.
PG, you talk about when he's missing wide open jump shots?
He got locked.
You see how that makes no sense, right?
I did. PG was just missing shots.
No, literally, he's never been like, he's just missing shots.
No, I agree.
PJ Tucker definitely put KD in prison, though.
I'll give you that, but now you can see the difference, though, that PG, he was just bad last year.
But
he wasn't
come on,
locked
bro.
up, though.
But PG definitely...
But I'm just saying, bad shooting nights doesn't mean you were locked up. Kyrie Irving had a bad shooting night, but he wasn't locked up.
Okay, but all right, but good shooting nights doesn't mean you're getting cooked if you're there every play.
I never said he was
just
getting...
said. You just said.
I said he was giving him fits. I didn't say he was getting cooked.
Oh, okay.
He was giving him fits.
Okay, I was just making sure.
But it's obvious that Holiday can't check Kyrie. Nobody can.
Clay can.
No, he can't.
He cannot.
No, he can't.
Clay can.
I'll pull up the footage right now.
You're going to pull up one series. I have 3.
One series, Christmas Day. That's all I have to say.
You're going to pull up one game,
That's all
bro.
I have to say.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Can't do that, bro.
I can, bro.
But look at these stats. Last 2 games in the fourth quarter, Embiid shot 1 for 10, Tobias 0 for 5, and Simmons 0 for 0.
You're not going to win like that.
Tobias had 4 points in 38 minutes yesterday. Simmons 4 for 14 from the line. And these are Doc Rivers' past playoff blunders. And I've been seeing this all over Twitter. 2009 up 3-2 against Orlando. People blame this on Doc, but Kevin Garnett didn't play the entire series against a prime Dwight Howard. What do you expect, honestly? 2010, they lost in the finals to the Lakers up 3-2. But I mean, Game 7, it was anybody's game. 2012 up 3-2 on Miami. It's LeBron. 2014, they blew a 15-point lead to OKC in Game 5. I remember watching that, and Chris Paul just choked. That was one of Chris Paul's few moments in the playoffs.
They got robbed.
That I say that, wow, he really choked that game. 2015, he lost to the Rockets up 3-1. There's no excuse for that. That's the one series that I really say there's no excuse.
What about when Clippers won 2 straight and then lost 4 straight to Memphis?
That was with Vinny Del Negro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Rivers was not the coach. Then 2016, they were up 2-0 against the Blazers and lost. What people don't mention is that Chris Paul and Blake Griffin were hurt and missed the last 2 games of that series, tied 2-2. So, when your best players are DeAndre Jordan and Al-Farouq Aminu, how do you expect to win? And then, no, not Al-Farouq Aminu. DeAndre Jordan and I think Redick were the best 2.
Al-Farouq Aminu.
He was on the Blazers.
He was definitely on the Blazers.
Then 2017, they lost Game 7 at home to Utah. People don't mention that Blake Griffin did not play in Game 7, and Chris Paul shot 31% from the field in that game. And then last year, blowing a 3-1 lead. You think it's his fault?
Yeah. He gets blamed for that one.
I think he gets slight blame, but I think Kawhi and PG just didn't show up.
But I think his adjustments, that was an adjustment series, and he didn't make any adjustments.
When your players fail you, bro, sometimes your players just fail you. Because in my opinion, last night, the players failed Doc.
But at the same time, when you see players that when you put guys on the court and they're not doing their job, and you can easily sub them out and make a new adjustment, that's on you.
You would have been happy if Doc pulled PG because he was
I would have been happy
bad.
if he pulled Montrez and Lou Will. That's what I would have been happy about.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though Lou Will has been notoriously known for being clutch.
He wasn't that good in the bubble.
I agree.
That's why I give him partial. I don't give him the full blame, but I give him blame for that one. Houston gets full blame.
Correct.
Yeah, he gets
correct.
full blame for that one.
100%.
But I think the bubble, he gets a little bit of blame for that.
I'm mentioning this because all of these playoff blunders, they don't take any context into account. It's very easy to pull up this list and say Doc Rivers is a horrible coach, but most of these, they're reasonable. Like maybe the Houston one is not like that is fully on Doc. But what's happening right now is not on Doc Rivers. It's on Ben Simmons being a liability. It's on Seth Curry being your second best player.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Tobias is their second best player right now.
But Seth Curry's their most reliable second best player.
Let me ask you a question.
But Tobias has been on fire.
He had
up
4
until
points
last
in 38
Agreed.
minutes.
Agreed. No,
But look,
I'm with you.
If you're the coach, you're Doc Rivers. You realize Ben Simmons is a liability. Why do you continue to keep him in the game?
The thing about it is that because either way you're gonna lose, right? Because you have Ben Simmons out there, elite defense, even though his defense on Trae Young was trash.
Matisse plays better D on Trae Young.
Trae Young was cooking Ben Simmons. Matisse Thybulle should be the primary guy on him.
He plays better defense on him.
But now when you take Ben out the game, now you put in Shake Milton. And now Shake Milton can't guard anybody.
You don't have to put Shake in, though.
You really don't.
Who would you put in? Korkmaz?
I'm not opposed on Korkmaz.
But his defense is iffy too.
But if you need a bucket,
I mean, if they're running John Collins and Capella, you can put Embiid and Dwight in. But then that clogged the paint.
I would not put Embiid and Dwight in.
Yeah,
at the
that
same
clogged
time.
the paint.
I mean, Dwight Howard was one of the reasons they blew the lead.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard was not
No, that was
hedging on any screen. He was not
take.
giving on any.
That was terrible
He was not
take.
giving any effort.
so
terrible
like you
take.
mentioned about Seth Curry being a dog, he's been amazing for sure. But in 36 last night, he had an unbelievable game, or probably his best game of the season. 17, 12, 21, 21, 30, 10, 15, 9.
This Tobias.
No, that's Seth Curry.
I know. Seth Curry has been amazing.
No, Tobias has been 20, 21, 20, 21, 25, 20, 20, up until last night, 4.
I'm going to be honest right here.
The 4 is killing me.
I'm with you.
If Seth Curry does not get traded to Philly, they're not the first seed.
That's hot.
I agree.
They're not the first seed. He makes their offense go.
I'm with you.
Like it's
I'm
Embiid,
with
but
you.
Seth Curry's the guy who brings so much attention to the defense
I
that he
agree.
makes them go.
So
I
what
agree.
lineup do you even roll out if Ben Simmons is a big liability?
I was actually
Thybulle,
trying to
Seth
think about
Curry,
it.
Embiid, Harris, and then it's really Korkmaz or Milton at that point because Danny Green would be the other option.
That's what's killing
But the
them.
thing about it is that now if you take Simmons out the game, Shake Milton, he's your best option because he can handle the ball.
Seth can handle it.
But he's been
Seth can handle it, but you don't really want to have him. You don't really want him having that big of a responsibility. So it would be Shake Milton. Maybe George Hill is another option. But Korkmaz can't handle the ball. Danny Green can't handle the ball. So those wouldn't be
So
great
what about
options.
a George Hill, Seth Curry, Matisse, Tobias, Embiid?
That's their best lineup in the fourth.
Yeah, it's
in my
like that.
opinion.
Ben Simmons shouldn't be playing. You got a guy. George Hill can shoot the ball. He can handle the ball. He can play defense at a good amount. Seth Curry, he can shoot the ball. He can handle the ball. Then you got Matisse. You put him on Trae Young, and then you got Tobias Harris and Embiid doing it. Because what I've seen is Matisse Thybulle is the best defender on Trae Young.
He is.
Like easily, without a doubt in my mind, he is the best defender on Trae Young. He gives Trae problems. He gives him fits. That is their best guy on defense for the season. So it's at a point where Doc is gonna have to come to realize that Ben Simmons just has to sit down in the fourth quarter, like completely, because they're not gonna win.
Yeah, I agree. And I just personally feel like it's easy to pick on Doc Rivers, but I really don't think this is a him thing. I think this is a Sixers personnel thing, and it's showing up right now that this team plays with no heart, and they're missing Jimmy Butler. Like
They should've kept him.
You look at every great team that has won in the NBA. They have that one guy on the team that is the enforced, that is the heart and soul. Chris Paul with the Suns, Draymond with the Warriors when they went on that crazy run. Philly does not have that. Embiid, you're looking to Embiid and Ben Simmons to be those guys, but Ben Simmons is not that guy. Tobias Harris is disguised as J. Cole. He's in his thoughts all the time. And Embiid...
Really?
And Embiid, he's just not vocal like that. He's a great player, but he's not a leader. So you need an enforcer. You need a Derek Fisher.
Seth is
on the
not that
team.
either.